Hey, it's Hayley here. I created a DIY to show you how to rip your own jeans, as well as a stepped hem and embroidery look that is on trend right now. If you're interested, keep on watching. First, you need to find a pair of jeans that need some sprucing up. These are a pair of old Topshop jeans that I got years ago, and about a year ago I cut holes into the knees. I feel like the rips were only visible when my knees were bent, so I wanted to create a more worn look by adding some more dynamic rips. Pop on your jeans and then fold them to the length that you desire. These are ankle grazer jeans, but because I'm so short, they fit like normal jeans. Take your jeans off carefully and try not to disturb the folds that you made earlier. Take them over to your workstation and firmly push down on the fold with the palm of your hand for a couple of seconds. Next, you want to gently unfold the side you are working on. You'll be able to see a slight crease from where you previously had it folded. Get a ruler and a marking device. I would suggest either chalk or a coloured pencil to mark off where the line is. You are then going to cut up to the line that you created. Start a couple of centimeters away from the seam and cut across the line. Here I'm just using kitchen scissors, but I suggest getting some fabric scissors because it would be a lot more easier. Use a seam ripper to get rid of the threads along the seam. You could also potentially use a small pair of scissors, but you have to be quite precise. The seam is now free and I'm making a couple more snips to detach the piece of fabric completely. So since that's completed, I'm going to focus on the back and cut off the bottom hem. I'm cutting just above the back seam. This will create the longer side of the stepped hem. Now for the final bit of cutting. We're going to go down along the inner seam as close as you can get, and then you cut through the inner seam. So now we're going to begin distressing the bottom of the jeans. I use a serrated knife. You have to be incredibly careful with this step because the knife is really sharp and extra pointy. Over time it will naturally distress itself, but this is just a starting point. These are the results of the rips I did on the other leg of the jeans. These are my jeans at the start. I cut them with just a pair of scissors and let them naturally distress. The next techniques I'm going to show you will give you a more instant result. We're going to go in again with the scissors and we're going to cut in a little hole, pinch the fabric and cut horizontally on the leg. A few centimeters up, I'm going back in with the scissors and doing the same thing. I'm just going in again with the threaded knife so the threads begin to expose. To expose the vertical threads even more, I'm going in with a pair of pointed tweezers and pulling out the horizontal threads. Once we've got the horizontal threads out of the way, we can start plucking out the vertical threads. If you're anything like me, you'll find this extremely therapeutic. This can get really messy, so I had my little handheld Dyson on hand to suck up any of the stray threads. The next technique I'm going to show you is using the serrated knife again. Find a bit of scrap cardboard and fold it up. Place it into the leg of your jeans, right underneath where you plan to cut. And then just start sewing. Again, please be really careful with this step as you have to keep the jeans taut with your fingers. This technique creates a more natural distressed look. I'm just gently going along the seam. I chose places that would naturally get distressed, such as the inner seam and the pockets. And ta-da! There is the final distressing of the knees. You can use one or both of the techniques that I showed you, and then you'll have your own custom ripped jeans. Last but not least, throw your jeans into the wash to get some more distressing happening. If you want to take it a step further and into this season's trend, then let's begin with some iron-on patches. Here I have some beautiful rose patches that I bought on Etsy. I'll link below where I got them as well as other patches that you may like. First, we're going to get the iron and turn the steam off and put it at its hottest setting. You need to figure out exactly where you want to place the patches and then iron it down flat in preparation for the patches. Place the patches back into position and get a light cloth. I used a tea towel to place over the patches while you're ironing. Depending on what type of patches you have, the time may vary, so just keep checking up on your patches as you iron. On the instructions, it said only 30 seconds per side, but I found that this wasn't enough and the patches kept falling off. So I recommend that you keep ironing in circular motions until you feel that the patches have stuck on. This can take up to a few minutes. Once you feel that they are sufficiently stuck on, then you can turn the jeans inside out and repeat the process. This will ensure that they won't budge. And there you have it, a totally transformed new pair of jeans. This is a great way to give life to an old pair of jeans and recycle them, or even just personalise a newer pair of jeans. I hope you liked my tips and tricks and gave you a little bit of DIY inspiration, and let me know down in the comments how you went.